Hello everyone, I have been using the Osmo Action 1 for most of my vlogs, my quick shots, my videos, or any other things that need a very small device. I have skipped the Osmo Action 2 because of all the problems that plague that device. Also, in order to use that front screen for your Osmo Action 2, you need to buy a separate front screen and it's quite expensive. So, we skip it. And instead of going for Osmo Action 2, we go to the Osmo Action 3. This is the standard combo. We did not buy the adventure combo, not just because it's really expensive, but it's not available here in the Philippines. The only available from the retailers are the standard combo. So, is it quite good? Is it better than the Osmo Action 1? We will see. Also, we will look into this problem that most of the reviewers found, wherein the autofocus of this camera is quite not good. If you do a side-by-side video with the Osmo Action 3 and the Osmo Action 1, you will see that this has a better autofocus. So we will see if this unit is already fixed, but DJI acknowledged that problem and they will probably send out an update or updated firmware in the future. But for now, we will just unbox it and see what is inside. Okay. So, this is the DJI Osmo Action 3. This is the box. And as you can see, I really like this layout. Instead of going to the Osmo Action 2 route, I was happy that they retain this form factor. You have the screen at the back, at the front. You have this camera. Everything is here. You just bring one piece of device and do your videos. That is how an action cam should be. Just like the Osmo Action 3. Okay, so let's look at the box and see what is on the side. You have someone here, a picture, bike, snow, skiing, and diving. Actually, this Osmo Action 3 can withstand great temperature. I think a negative 20 degrees Celsius. That is quite cold. In the Philippines, it's not applicable, so we don't have that. But we'll probably on a later video, we will do test if it can last in the freezer for an hour or probably more than an hour. And at the back, you will see that details. Yeah, it supports 4K up to 120 frames per second and super wide field of view. That is the main reason I went to this action cam, and I've upgraded the Osmo Action 1 because the Osmo Action 1, I think it's only up to 95 degrees field of view. No, that is for the Osmo Pocket. I think it's 110. Let's see. It's 145 degrees field of view for the Osmo Action 1. Now, with the Osmo Action 3, you have 155 field of view, and that is quite large. I tell you, that is quite... Ooh, you can see a lot of details at the background when you do vlogs. Also, 4K 120 frames per second, also horizon steady, yeah, cold resistant, quick release mount, waterproof, and dual touch screen. Those two things also makes it quite desirable for people. The quick mount, let's tackle it later on when we see it inside. Also, the dual touch screen, because as we all know, if you're using the touch screen from your Osmo Action or even the GoPro Hero 11, you cannot use the front screen as touchscreen. So if you want to change your settings, you still need to use the back screen. But for the Osmo Action 3, the front is also a touch screen, so that is quite a good That's quite good. Alright, so without further ado, let's open up this Osmo Action 3. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, let's open it up. So this is my official unboxing. You will see how it looks. Still fresh from the box. Alright. So this is the DJI Osmo Action 3. Okay, so let's open it up. So you have a tab on the side. Okay, so you peel it off. I think that looks good. Yeah. Hold on, I'll make this as my... Yeah, probably later. I'll make it as my thumbnail. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, so it's a flap. And that is the DJI Osmo Action 3. Quite good. Let's see if the size... Oh, it's quite hefty compared to the Osmo Action 1. As you can see, it's quite bigger and larger as well. Probably to house that big sensor, because it's almost 1-inch sensor. See, it's quite big. So let's put it inside and let's see what other things is inside this box. Yeah, you have your instruction manual here. You also have another box, probably holding those accessories. Yes, and some DJI stickers. Okay, I like stickers. I'll put it somewhere later on. Silica gel, of course, that's very important. You have your battery. It's 1770 milliampere. I hope you can see it there at the side. Okay, you have your USB Type-C cord. This is the case. Some extra rubber for your lens cover so that you can remove the lens cover easily. Actually, I made a video for the Osmo Action 1 and how to remove the lens cover on a separate video. You have your quick release. This is really quite good. Also, you have that rubber portion on the quick release mount, and I think this is a sticky pad. Yeah, that you can place anywhere with flat surface, and you can reuse this just like in the Insta360 Go 2. Let's go and let's open up the DJI Osmo Action. I hope you can see it clearly how it looks. Okay, montage. This is the Osmo Action 3. You have some buttons there. Let's open up the sticker. Okay. That is satisfying. This is the Osmo Action 3. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's peel off the lens cover here. That is quite large. That lens is really large. As we compare the two, that is quite large. I was hoping that I can use my ND filters for the Osmo Action 1 with the Osmo Action 3, but I think it would not fit because this is quite large. Let's look at the device. As you can see, you have this large front screen here. That is touch screen. You have three microphones here. No, 2 microphones, sorry. This is a sensor. This is a sensor in the letter O. Okay, on the side, this is the release button for where you put the battery. At the bottom, you have where you put the quick release mount. So that is magnetic. That's how you fit the DJI Osmo Action 3, and it won't budge. And on the side, you have your USB port. It is waterproof, just like similar with the Osmo Action 1. I think this is removable as well. If you need to put a USB Type-C audio adapter there, you can use that. and one quick release button at the side, and also a power button. So that is the DJI Osmo Action 3, and we will place the battery so we can test it. So this is where you put the battery. This is a side mount, and there you go. It's a flap where you place your battery sideways. Let's turn it on and see what it looks like. This is the first time it will open. So we will walk you through the setup. So let's go. Actually, it's also seen at the front. I will do it in the front of the screen. Swipe up to unlock the screen. Okay. English. Okay. I have to connect it with the Mimo app. If you have a Mimo app, it would be easy for you. As you can see, there is some connection verification code. This is just a one-time setup, so you'll just have a problem on the first part of this device setup. This is always the case for most of the DJI products. You really have to connect it with the Nemo app, even the DJI Fly app for your drones. Okay, so let's accept. Okay, agree. Hopefully you can still see it. I will show you my phone recording later on. Okay, authorize. Yes, authorize. Next. Okay, log in, of course. I'll pause because I have to enter my password. We are now activating the device, and once it is activated, we are finished. And let's look at the device itself. It's now activated. It took a while. We are now activating the device. Get started. Shutter button. Okay, done. Now there is an upgrade. You do have to upgrade your device. This upgrade, it's really essential because it will enhance the clarity of certain configurations. I think this is the autofocus fix. Okay, let's install. Connect. Let's connect with the device. Let's connect it. Okay. Connect the device. And there you go. Install. And update. It will update for 2 minutes. And we'll just return. I'll pause the video here. Let's return when it's finished. Okay, done. As you can see, it's really large. It's quite... It is really, really wide. Okay, so let's turn it off. Turn off my screen. Let's discuss the specs of this DJI Osmo Action 3. Let's briefly discuss it. It is 145 grams. It has 3 microphones, as I have said earlier. It can support 256 gigabyte of micro SD card. Also, it has a 1.1 over 1.7 inch CMOS, and it has a field of view of 155 degrees. I probably put it somewhere here so you can just briefly see it later on. Okay, now let's try to boot up both devices, both the Osmo Action 1 and the Osmo Action 3. Let's see which one of them is faster. Let's turn off. No, let's turn off the device. Okay. Let's see. Osmo Action 1, Osmo Action 3. 1, 2, 3. Go. That is quite fast for the Osmo Action 3. And not bad, probably less than a second, but still, this is quite faster. Also, we will do some sample shots using the Osmo Action 3, and let's try to see how it looks outside. Hello everyone, so this is standard D-Warp. We are just walking around. Rock steady is off. Of course, you can see some jitters on my background. I'm just showing it to you. Okay, so this is about 10 inches away from my face. So that is the standard D-Warp. And now this is wide. Stabilization is still off. And I'm just walking around. Hopefully you can appreciate this wide lens. You can see how wide it is. This is wide with stabilization off, and really it's quite wide. As you can see, my head is really small while everything is really far from me. Now my body is quite big here. Okay, so that is my favorite field of view. Actually, this field of view is very important if you are doing a lot of moto vlogs or other activities that needs to have a very large field of view. Now this is standard D-Warp with rock steady on. It's a bit stabilized. There's a small crop in with the sensor, but with a better stabilized shot. Okay, so we are walking around just showing you how stabilized the shot will be. Okay, this is rock steady D-Warp on. And I think this is what people will use during their vlogging session. Because I think this is wide enough to show your background while making it stabilized and no warping on the sides of the lens. Now this is wide. This is wide, and as you can see, it's like how a GoPro would be. The field of view is wide enough to there's a bit of distortion on the sides, but the shot is still stabilized, and you can see that it is really stabilized. Probably this would be our default field of view for this Osmo Action 3. Okay, so now this is super wide with stabilization on, and that is really wide. You can see a lot of things on the background while maintaining that small head on the middle. Okay, so I'm walking around our property, and you can see that you are seeing a lot of things on my background while I am that wide. Alright, so this is a good field of view if you are using moto vlogging, because you can see a lot of the blurring of your background while moving fast on your motorcycle. So I think this is a good alternative for those who want an action camera but you don't want to spend a lot of money with a GoPro Hero 11. Yes, it's a bit expensive right now, and the Osmo Action 3 is quite cheaper but has a bigger field of view. I think the autofocus is still not fixed on this update. As you can see, as I move around, there is still some grainy. Everything is grainy on the background. I'm not that fixed on the screen. But if you look at the small screen of this action camera, everything is good. But when you look at a bigger screen or like on your computer, you will see that it's not as sharp. That is one big downside of going for a pre-order, because they haven't fixed the hardware of this. But it's usable for me, especially if you're doing vlogging. I think this is good enough compared to an Osmo Action 1.
we will try the horizon balancing. With this one, the sensor will really crop in so that you can do that. Okay, so up to 45 degrees only, the horizon balancing. So if you try to move quite fast, this is a good stabilization, similar to an Insta360. Okay, I'm running right now. So you can see everything is still stabilized. You are placed on the middle of the sensor so that everything will just move around with you. And yeah, oh, I got that is quite tiring. So if you move it up to 45 degrees, it will tilt and then do a inverted mode. Okay. What I like about this Action 3 is the color temperature sensor. So if I move around, it will, for example, I move into this sunny spot, it will retain how the natural colors of my skin because of that color sensor. But if I move on a dimly light spot, my skin is still the same. That is one of the good thing about this, is that the color science is really good. I think still the GoPro has a bit better color science, but with this color temperature sensor, it will be as natural as it can be, because there's a sensor that helps the camera to reproduce the best color temperature for your shooting needs. Not bad.
I think the focus issue is not noticeable when looking at this very small back screen. I will try to look at the footage later on and probably put in this description box if really the focusing issue is not yet fixed. It's quite hot, but not that hot. I think it's probably around 40 degrees, but it is cooling down. Although with the Osmo Action 1, it's quite the opposite. It's really cool when you turn it on and use it for a long periods of time. I think there is probably a heat sink around this case that dissipate the heat from the internal parts. And I can manage to hold it even though it's a bit hot. I really like the audio microphone of this Osmo Action 3 because you have that microphone there. So if every time you do a vlog, you can clearly say what you want to say, and the Osmo Action 3 will hear you. This is probably nitpicking this power button. It's quite difficult to press and it's too tight. So every time I press it, sometimes it doesn't register. So probably just press it a little harder. But overall, I really like the field of view. I'll show you how wide it is. My face is with the Osmo Action 1 and the Osmo Action 3. That is enough for me to choose the Osmo Action 3 because this is really useful for vlogging, because I really have that frustration to make a vlogging channel. So hopefully this one will last for a long time. So now I will end this video. I just want to show you how it looks like. I'm just really excited to see the Osmo Action 3 because I have been waiting for this for quite some time now. I think 3 years already. And finally, DJI listened and they have changed the form factor from Osmo Action 2 back to how the action camera became so popular with people. And for that, we should commend DJI. If you are still looking for the DJI Osmo Action 3, I think in the Philippines, the official DJI account is just accepting pre-orders. Also, if they have stock, you can only buy it online, because there are people who are using this shortage as a way to make a lot of money, so they hoard most of these units. If you haven't ordered one, I'll probably put a link with some of those resellers, both in Shopee, Lazada, and even some of those accounts in Facebook that sells the Osmo Action 3 right now. Also, I think DJI will have an event in SM Mega Mall, so I think they would probably sell these units there. I highly suggest that you do pre-orders to secure a slot. Okay? So, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you're not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. And as always, see you in the next one. Happy I really like this. I should make this as my thumbnail. See you in the next video.